Imagine marching through the forest in the fall, the leaves crunching under your feet. The air is cool, and smoke from campfires rises through the trees. You are part of an army fighting for your country's freedom. Ahead, a great battle is about to begin, one that will change the course of the American Revolution. This is the Battle of Saratoga, one of the most important victories for the American colonists during their fight for independence. The year was 1777. The American colonies were at war with Great Britain. The colonists, also known as patriots, wanted to be free and rule themselves. But the British king didn't want to lose control of the colonies. The war had started in 1775, and now both sides were fighting hard. The British had a new plan. They wanted to take control of New York and split the colonies in half. If they could do that, they thought it would be easier to beat the Patriots. A British general named John Burgoyne came up with a plan to march his army from Canada down through New York to meet other British forces coming from different directions. Together they would surround and crush the American army. General Burgoyne had over 7,000 British and German soldiers, and they began their march through the thick forests of northern New York. But the journey was harder than they thought. The American army, led by General Horatio Gates, knew the land well. They slowed the British down by cutting down trees and blocking paths. Burgoyne's army also ran low on supplies and food. They were getting tired and hungry. As the British army struggled forward, the Americans prepared to stop them near a place called Saratoga. There in September and October of 1777, two big battles took place. The first Battle of Saratoga happened on September 19th. The British attacked, and the fighting was tough. The American soldiers, hiding behind trees and walls, fired at the British as they tried to move forward. One important American officer was Benedict Arnold, who helped lead attacks and encourage the soldiers. The British won that battle, but just barely, and they lost many men. Over the next few weeks, the Americans got stronger. More and more soldiers joined their side. The British, still stuck in the forest and far from help, began to worry. Their supplies were almost gone, and their soldiers were tired. Then on October 7th, the second battle began. This time, the Americans were ready. They attacked the British and pushed them back. Benedict Arnold, even though he had been told not to fight, rushed into battle and helped lead the charge. He was brave and fierce, even getting wounded in the leg. The Americans won the battle, and the British were forced to retreat. Just 10 days later, on October 17th, 1777, General Burgoyne had no choice. His army was trapped. With no food, no backup, and no way to escape, he surrendered to the American forces. Over 5,000 British soldiers gave up that day. It was a huge victory for the Patriots. The Battle of Saratoga was more than just a win on the battlefield. It changed the course of the entire war. People in the American colonies were filled with hope and pride. For the first time, it seemed like they really could win their independence from Britain. But the victory did something even bigger. It convinced France to join the war on the side of the Americans. France had been watching the war and wanted to help, but they didn't want to support a losing side. After Saratoga, they saw that the Americans had a real chance to win. France sent ships, soldiers, and money. Their help made a big difference later in the war. So many important people played a role in the Battle of Saratoga. General Horatio Gates led the American forces, and although he got much of the credit, Benedict Arnold was one of the true heroes of the battle. Later, Arnold sadly became a traitor to the American cause, but at Saratoga, he fought bravely. Another key leader was Daniel Morgan, who led a group of skilled riflemen from Virginia. They were excellent sharpshooters and helped defeat the British at just the right time. Today, the Saratoga National Historical Park stands where the battles happened. People visit to learn about the soldiers who fought, the decisions that were made, and how this one victory helped shape American history. The Battle of Saratoga teaches us that courage, teamwork, and determination can make a big difference. Even when things seemed difficult, the American soldiers didn't give up. They used what they had, worked together, and believed in their cause. It also reminds us that sometimes one important moment can change everything. Saratoga was that moment in the American Revolution. It gave hope to the colonies, brought new allies, and helped turn the dream of freedom into a real possibility.